All right, here was our old buddy Nate Tanner. Nate, it's been a few years. We used to do the old segment on the radio when you were back at Summers County.
It's been like 10 years.
10 years?
Yeah.
A decade. Try not to make it that long again.
Yeah, no doubt.
Look, your team played well. The Monsters interception, that seemed to, I mean, it was just going back and forth that last 3 minutes. How big was that in the grand scheme of things?
It was monumental. It was huge. Anytime you can go in with a lead at halftime and then get the ball back after half, it's a big deal. So
you kind of want to double them up there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Anytime you can double up a team, it sets the tone for the second half, and that play set the tone going in at halftime.
And Monsters, it just seems like week after week, nobody can guard him.
Yeah, he's tough. I mean, he's a really good player. He's one of the best skill players I've ever coached in 15 years, and there's been some good ones. But he's a special kid. Works really hard. He's put a lot of time into his craft, and he's really bought into what we're doing. And week to week, people do everything they can to neutralize him on offense, and we just try to find different ways to get him touches. And I think some of our other skill guys getting into the game and making plays takes a little bit of pressure and a little bit of pressure off of him, and it makes the defense spread out a little bit more, which helps us get some more production out of him. But yeah, I mean, just a crazy good game tonight.
Get back and forth there. They get that big kickoff return. Are you surprised that 1 second was put back on for the timeout? I'm not saying that was a wrong call, but I mean, 1 second meant a whole lot.
Yeah, it was huge. I mean, I was a little surprised in the moment, but the referees explained to me what happened and said the guy just didn't get the whistle in his mouth, I guess. So, but the coach had called a timeout before time expired. So, in that moment, it is what it is, and you got to play. And our kids went out there and made a play. And, Brad had the interception, and he had his teammates leading him to the end zone. It was pretty neat.
And Chance starts you up with a 99-yard. Well, if nothing else, it ties the longest play in Princeton history, because you can't do better than that. But, I mean, the way he's played, that might have been his 100th touchdown pass here this evening. Kind of, where's he stand in the quarterback for that?
What'd you say?
Where's he stand on the? You mentioned Monster's best skill position.
He's the best passing quarterback I've ever coached by far. He's really, really good. And you talked about that first play. We had a mishap in special teams, and
was that on your first 15 or first 10? Was that your play you were?
That was play one. Well, that was not the plan, but we had the ball on the 1, and they bracketed Brad, and they were playing man coverage, and they pressed JoJo Campbell, and
he ran right by them.
Yeah, I was going to say you can go back and forth with philosophies in that situation. Sometimes you try to run the ball out of there so you can breathe a little bit, but I figured just throw it off a rhythm, let JoJo try to go get it, and Chance laid it out there and gave him a chance, and JoJo took care of the rest. Yeah.
You're playing Independence next week. They got a huge win tonight for their program, beating Barnesville, Ohio, which I think their only loss has been the GW.
Yeah, I heard
by
that.
3.
Yeah.
And tonight Indy doubled them up. Well, I know you haven't been looking too far ahead or anything, but you guys know football. How good a team is that you think you're encountering?
Obviously just hearsay. They're a really good team. They're undefeated, I believe, correct? Yeah. And I hear a lot of talk about them being one of the better teams in AA. And Coach Lilly and his staff, they do a really good job. I mean, there's a reason they're top 4 year in and year out. So I'm sure they're going to come to Princeton, and they're going to have a great plan, and their kids are going to execute at a high level, and we're going to have to play really well. But up to this point, I haven't watched a whole lot of film on them, so we're going to.
Your first road game tonight was in a long time.
It was the first one since Capital.
I wanted to ask you about that too.
Yeah.
I mean, you haven't played many games away, and I guess for this while, you probably would prefer to play them all at home.
Yeah, the atmosphere at Princeton is pretty awesome. It's cool to be a part of. But what you're asking about Independence, I haven't seen a lot of film on them, so we're gonna evaluate what they do this weekend and create a plan, and we'll get back at it on Monday.
Nate, always appreciate it. Always good to see you, man.
Hey, thanks, Dave.
Doing a great job.
Good to see you too. Thank you.